Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Soph. For today's video I have a massive, and I mean massive, book haul. This box is full, and then I also have the ones that are behind me on my book trolley. I am sat down on the floor today. I thought I would make it like really chill. I've got my iced coffee, and yeah, we're just gonna have a super chill book haul. These are books that I either bought secondhand, which are these ones, or I brought myself with like money from like birthdays and stuff. I do have a few more books to turn up, but honestly I think I have enough here to just get on with the video. So if you like these videos, please give us a big thumbs up. My last haul video did very well. I am still shook that I have gone over 1,000 views when I only have like 200 subscribers. That is insane to me. We move. And yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you do enjoy my videos, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give the videos you like a big thumbs up. And without further ado, I'm just going to get straight on into it because we have a lot to go through. Starting with the ones that are on my trolley here, these are ones, apart from one of them, these are all secondhand. I've joined a few book groups on Facebook where people are selling off their books. So these are ones that I've got off of there, and yeah, I've just been really trying not to spend so much money on books and try to get like secondhand ones. So in this pile we have 5 books. These are all secondhand, like I said. Some of them are graphic novels, some of them are hardbacks, but they were all a bargain. I know this looks like literal milk, but I promise there is caffeine in her. So first up, I saw this book raved about on Kat's YouTube, Bambina Katrina, and that is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. This is a chunky book and would have been like £16 had I bought it brand new, but I only paid about £5 for this, so I am very happy. It's a gothic novel, basically. I can't actually remember what the blurb was. Brookhant's School for Girls, infamous site of a series of tragic deaths over 100 years ago, soon to be the subject of controversial horror movie about the rumoured Brookhant's curse. In the early 1900s, Brookhant students Flo and Clara fell madly in love, brought together by their obsession for a scandalous memoir. A few months later, they were found dead in the woods after a horrific wasp attack, the book lying next to their intertwined bodies. 3 more grisly deaths followed before the school was forced to close. Now the school's doors are open once more, but as the crew of glamorous young actresses assembled to start filming, past and present begin to blur, and soon it's impossible to tell quite where the curse ends and Hollywood begins. That just sounds so good. So it's like an LGBTQ plus gothic thriller, and I love that it's like a gothic thriller, but it's got the brightest cover on it. It's like over 600 pages, so that is going to keep me very busy. And it has actually got, I didn't know this until I got it, it has actually got like illustrations inside, which I love when books do that. I just like it when they have something different, and yeah, so super excited to read that. Next up we have In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. This cover, honestly, would, if this was in Waterstones, I would have been drawn to it anyway. And at top it says deliciously dark and wonderfully intricate. And I don't know too much about it, but on the back it says, she loves a princess, she's bound to a warrior, she must betray them both. And then on the inside of the dust jacket it says, power never dies and never does desire. In Thernopolis, magic is rare and closely controlled. Those blessed or cursed with power are put under constant guard, assigned to undead spirits who watch their every move. Ever since her father died to save her from this fate, Rovan has kept her magic a closely guarded secret, until an accident exposes her powers for the world to see, and her tenuous freedom comes crashing to an end. Brought to the royal palace against her will and thrust into a maelstrom of intrigue and deception, Rovan is drawn to 2 people she cannot fully trust. Lydia, a beguiling and rebellious princess struggling against her own destiny, and Ivrilos, the handsome, powerful spirit she has been bound to, who can control Rovan, body and soul. Together, they uncover a terrible secret that could destroy everyone in Thernopolis, the living and the dead. To save them, Raven will have to start a rebellion in both the mortal world and the underworld, and find a way to trust the princess and the undead spirit vying for her heart, if she doesn't betray them first. Doesn't that actually sound amazing? I am all about that. Anything to do with the dead, like the underworld, you don't even have to say anymore, I am here for it. Also, as I unbox them, I'm going to slowly be putting them into this cart because I actually have no more room on my bookshelf at the moment. So this will slowly fill up. We then have a couple of graphic novels. The first one is An Embarrassment of Witches by Sophie Goldstein and Jen Jordan, and it's just I love the art style, like the colour schemes and everything. I don't even know what it's about, to be honest. Everyone says that your college years are the best of your life, but what comes next? When Aurora Rosenberg Gonzalez's plans are derailed by an inconvenient Plainside breakup, she decides she needs a new life plan, and fast. Too embarrassed to tell her parents that she never went to an endangered sanctuary in Australia with the boyfriend they never approved of, Rory swears her BFF Angela to secrecy. Angela, meanwhile, has just started a very prestigious internship at a leading pharmacology lab, studying the use of magical plants for medical purposes. Her boss is tougher than anticipated and just happens to be Rory's mother. Rory and Angela's friendship is put to the new test as they explore how becoming new people can transform an old friendship. Can their bond withstand the pressures of new secrets and old resentments, blossoming romances, and postgraduate study? Will they be helped or hindered by the nitpicking of their familiars, Archie the Owl and Rhonda the Hedgehog? And can anyone define praxis? That actually sounds really good. I genuinely had no idea what this was about. I purely bought it because I wanted more graphic novels, and I really liked the colour scheme of the book and that it was about witches, so I'm all for it. And then the other graphic novel I got secondhand was Meg, Jo, Beth and Amy, and this is actually a modern retelling of Little Women, and I haven't read Little Women. I do want to, and then I want to watch the film, but I was very intrigued by the fact that there was a graphic novel that was a modern retelling of it. I absolutely love that. I don't really need to explain what this is about. It is literally just about Little Women. So if you've read Little Women, then this is the modern retelling of it and you might be interested in it. Oh, and it's by Ray Tercerio and Brie Indigo. And then lastly, for the secondhand books, I've got The Musician and the Monster by Jenya Keefe. The cover was what drew me to it initially. And then the fact that it was a paranormal romance and LGBTQ. Story of love, music, and winter magic. Hatred is a spell only true love can break. Angel Cruz is a dedicated session musician until loyalty to his estranged family forces him to work for Oberon, the feared and hated envoy from the other world. Overnight, Angel is taken from his life, his friends, his work, and trapped in a hideous mansion in the middle of nowhere, under constant surveillance and with only the frightening Fae for company. Oberon's poor understanding of humans, combined with Angel's resentment and loneliness, threaten to cause real harm to the pair. Then a long winter together in the mansion unites them in their love for music. Slowly, Angel's anger thaws and he begins to realise that Oberon feels alone too. Gradually, these two souls from different worlds form a connection like none other, but hate and prejudice are powerful things, and it will take all the magic of their love to stop the wider world from forcing them apart. That sounds so good. I'm not sure if this is like an independent, like self-published thing, or, oh no, Riptide Publishing. I'm not sure, but it will be on my Goodreads when I read it, what I think of it. And yeah, so those were like my bargain buys, I'm going to call them. They were my second-hand purchases, so I'm very pleased with them. And I wanted to go like charity shop shopping for cheaper books, but the charity shops near me are quite rubbish. I honestly doubt whether I'd even find anything good in my charity shops, but it is so hot in the UK right now, which I don't understand because last week it was so cold and raining like every day. I can't keep up, like genuinely. The last one on my trolley is the Magpie Society, One for Sorrow, the Magpie Society by Zoe Sugg and Amy McCullough. McCulloch, and it is a signed edition. This is from Connor's mum for my birthday. There is a couple more books to come. I have A Court of Silver Flames on its way, and an occult book from my Waterstones wish list. Oh my god, I didn't even realise it has embossing on the naked cover. I love that. Thank you very much. So this book is about a secret society and a student that's been found dead. And the blurb on the inside just says, a student found dead on the beach, a web of unanswered questions, someone poised to strike again. To new student Audrey Wagner, Illumin Hall is a mystery. The students scuttle around the echoing halls like they're afraid of something. Her new roommate Ivy is acting strangely, and what's with the school's weird obsession with magpies? To straight A star Ivy Morzang, Illumin Hall is home. In fact, Ivy has big plans for this year, and she doesn't need a new roommate cluttering up her space, especially one who starts poking her nose in other people's businesses. But then the summer's tragic incident is wrenched to the fore when a mysterious podcast airs with one sinister headline. I know who killed Lola, and one of you is next. I love a murder mystery. And for some reason, I have a big, I get very drawn to books that are set in a school setting with death and stuff. So I guess it's is that class as dark academia? I don't even know. But I have wanted to read this book for a while. I'm not the biggest fan of Zoe Sugg herself, but I love a good book, and this does sound like a good book, so I can't wait to read it. Now we get on to this big old box of books that I chose from my Waterstones wish list, and I am honestly so excited to read them all. I can't believe I finally got my hands on some of them. I'm so excited. So first up is another graphic novel, and it is The Sad Ghost Club by Liz Meddings. I don't know a whole lot about this, but I've wanted this book for so long because it's just so cute. I love the drawing styles. I just think everything about it is super, super cute. But it's basically about finding your kindred spirits and a sad ghost. So there's not much more to say about it. There is actually a second, what are they called? A second volume coming out soon, so I want to read this before that comes out. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one. I've had this on my wish list for so long. Next up, we have a duology. So I actually have The Poison Heart and Cinderella is Dead by Callan Bayron? Callan Bayron? These are kind of like fairy tale retellings, kind of. So this one is about a black gay Cinderella, and it says on the back, it's 200 years since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is over. Sophia knows the story though, off by heart, because every girl has to recite it daily, from when she's tiny until the night she's sent to the royal ball for choosing. And every girl knows that she has only one chance, for the lives of those not chosen by a man at the ball are forfeit. But Sophia doesn't want to be chosen. She doesn't want to go to the ball at all, not when she's afraid that the girl she loves might be chosen too. Pushed beyond breaking by society that denies everything she is, Sophia sets out on a journey that will remake her world into one where she gets to choose. I just think that's such an interesting take on the Cinderella story, and I've heard so many good things about it, so I'm very excited to see where it goes. And then Poison Heart the artwork is basically the same person. They look very similar. Obviously the same author, and this one says, to break an ancient curse, she must let her power bloom. Brie has a gift. She can grow an apple tree from seed in a heartbeat, and flowers bloom at her touch, and when she inherits an old house, she suddenly has the privacy to test her powers for the first time. But as Brie starts to magic the house's rambling grounds back to life, she finds she has also inherited generations of secrets. In a hidden garden overgrown with the most deadly poisonous plants on earth, a dark legacy lies waiting for her, and Brie's long-departed ancestors won't let her rest until she finds it. Again, I think that sounds amazing, and I've heard so many good things about this one as well. Yeah, I'm really excited to read it. I'm gutted that I didn't go and try and get the Fairy Loot edition because it was stunning, but I wasn't sure if I was going to want to read it, but now I've decided I do. This one was such an obvious choice for me. It is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. It's kind of like a novella to the ending of the Rhys and Feyre section of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm not going to read the back because I haven't read the two that come before. Well, I'm in the middle of A Court of Mist and Fury, and then I need to read A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then I'll be on to this one. So I'm not going to read it. I love the series, so I know I'm going to love it, and I can't wait. I'm just glad that I finally will have the full set when the one that Connor's mum ordered me comes. There is actually, as well, there's a lot of fantasy, but I have actually got some romance in here. So hitting off the romance ones, I have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I saw so many people on TikTok raving about this book that I was like, okay, well, it must be good then. So naturally I got it. Although I'm in like a big fantasy romance phase at the moment, I do love like a good contemporary romance. So this is about a girl who like is very successful. She's come from a small town. She's moved to Boston, started her own business, and then she feels some sparks with a neurosurgeon called Ryle, and everything seems like so good, it just can't be true. But Ryle is assertive, stubborn, and a bit arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily, our main character, but he's got a complete aversion to relationships, which is disturbing for Lily. And then her first love, called Atlas, suddenly appears, throws a spanner into the works. So I'm excited to read this. It sounds like it's going to be a bit of a like love triangle situation, and she's going to have to choose between the two people. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this. I need some like normal non-fantasy romance on my shelves. Following in the romance vibes, I have got Get a Life, Chloe Brown, finally. I did almost order all three, but I thought I'll just start with the first one and see how I get on with it, because if the style isn't to my liking like it has been for like everyone else, then I'm not going to want to read the other two books. So it's Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is about a girl who, or woman I should say, who has like a terminal illness and almost dies, which then makes her sort of second think her whole life and create a list of ways to get her life. And on that list was enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorbike, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. It's not easy being bad when you've written a step-by-step guideline, so she needs a teacher, and she meets a guy called Redford. He's the bad boy, he's got tattoos, he rides a motorbike. He's the perfect helper to take her on this mission of living her life to the fullest. And then she realises there's much more to him than his tough exterior implies, so she's left wanting more than she ever expected. Maybe there's more to life than her list ever imagined. He's helping her get a life and she's falling for him. I can't wait to read this. I have heard that it's a lot like Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, but an adult version, which also makes me very excited because it's got that comical, bantery romance that I need in my life. I definitely did not need all these books, but I have zero regrets. We then have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This was, I've not really heard many people talk about it, but I have seen it like everywhere. Also, look how floppy it is. That is a good paperback. I love it. It's chunky. So most books, like my A Court of Thorns and Roses books, end up with the cracked, like creased spines, because when they're thick like this you have to pull them open. But this one is so floppy, it's going to be so easy to read. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness is about a world of witches, demons and vampires, a manuscript which holds the secrets of their past and the key to their future. Diana and Matthew, the forbidden love at the heart of it. That is all it says. That sounds so good to me. I love everything to do with witches and magic and forbidden love. This is actually a trilogy, so I could have got the whole set, but again, like I said, I haven't heard too many people talking about this book, but it keeps popping up for me as like a you will be interested in book. So I got it, but I didn't want to get the full set in case I didn't like it, but I feel like I'm going to like it. And it's got some nicks in it, which is making me very sad. But I think I have enough dark coloured books to have a whole shelf of dark coloured books, and that makes me happy. We then have To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, and it has this annoying permanent sticker on it. It's not really a sticker, it's like permanently on there, but it just says perfect for fans of Leigh Bardugo and Sarah J Maas. I have a heart for every year I've been alive. There are 17 hidden in the sand of my bedroom. Every so often I claw through the shingle just to check they're still there, buried deep and bloody. Princess Lyra is siren royalty and revered across the sea until she is cursed into humanity by the ruthless Sea Queen. Now, Lyra must deliver the heart of the infamous siren killer or remain a human forever. Prince Elian is heir to the most powerful kingdom in the world and captain to a deadly crew of siren hunters. When he rescues a drowning woman from the ocean, she promises to help him destroy siren kind for good, but he has no way of knowing whether he can trust her. This sounds so good. I've not ever read a book that's got like sirens in it, so that's new to me, but I can kind of tell that they're gonna fall in love and then she's gonna stop him from like killing the sirens or something like that. And I'm so ready for it. I also don't have any books that like revolve around the sea, so I'm excited for that one. Very excited. This is gonna be a long video, I'm just putting it out there. The next one I'm super excited about because I've wanted this one for a while as well. There's a running theme here, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. It's a fantasy romance as far as I can tell, and everybody has been raving about it, so you know I had to get it for myself. And it's about a caraval that comes to town, and you can only enter if you've been invited in. Once a year, the infamous Master Legend hosts Caraval, open only to those who have been invited. This year, the week-long game is on Legend's glittering Isla de los Sueños, where the winding streets are an elaborate snow-covered maze and the people are never who they seem. At midnight on the first day, the show begins and the visitors become players. Each of them is vying for the coveted prize, a single wish. All they must do is unravel the mystery of Caraval, but in a game where danger hides behind every charming smile, winning isn't without loss, and their wish might be their last. It sounds so good, and there is actually 2 more books after this, so if I enjoy this, I will definitely be getting the other 2. So the only thing that annoys me about this book is that this cover, stunning, love the colour theme, but why is that the spine? Why? Why does it not match this dark theme? Why? That really stresses me out. Connor was the one that pointed it out to me, and now I can't unsee it, but I am so excited to read this. I think I might actually put this on my September TBR. We're getting there. Only 6 more books to go. 7 including this one. And this one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, a very popular Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's all over TikTok at the moment. It's a stunning cover, and it just says, Prince Ren, the heir to Emberfall, is cursed, forced to repeat the autumn of his 18th year over and over. He can only be freed if a girl truly falls for him, and after so many failures, his kingdom and his people are barely holding on. Harper. Her life has never been easy, but she's learned to be tough enough to survive the streets of Washington, D.C. When she is sucked into Ren's world, nothing is as it seems. Powerful forces are standing against Emberfall, and it will take more than a broken curse to save it from utter ruin. And then the next one is A Heart So Fierce and Broken. So I have a feeling I'm gonna love this because A Court of Thorns and Roses was quite similar to a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I absolutely adore that book, like, with everything I have. Like, the series as a whole has a very special place in my heart, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy this. It's quite chunky, really, for what it is. It's 499 pages long, so 500 pages. It's a good sized book. It's a healthy book. This is gonna take a little while to read, but yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I do feel like I'm going to be saying that for like all of them. We then have another fantasy book called The Iron Raven by Julie Kagawa. This is the first one in the Iron Fae series. I'm just going to read the blurb to you guys because I don't know how to describe it because the blurb doesn't give that much away. Now, finally, Puck tells his own story and faces a threat from before time began. A threat that brings him face to face with his new enemy, himself. With the Iron Queen, Megan Chase, her prince consort, Ash, and allies old and new by his side, Puck begins a fantastical and dangerous adventure not to be missed or forgotten. Evenfall is coming, and with it a reckoning that even their combined powers may not vanquish. As a shadow falls over the lands of fairy and the world slips into chaos. I love anything fae related at the moment, or fairy related. So I hope this lives up to my expectations, because I've got this like up high on a pedestal at the moment. So please be good. Fairy Loot did do their own special editions of these books as well, but I couldn't afford them at the time, so that's a bit gutting. Another one that I am so looking forward to. We then have A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I know that I am late to this trend and that so many people have read this, so I feel like I don't need to even explain what it's about, but I'll do it anyway. So our main character is a traveller, which is a magician with the rare ability to travel between parallel universes connected by one magical city. So there's like multiple versions of London. There's a grey London without magic, a red London where magic is revered, and a white London where people fight to control the remaining magic and the magic fights back, and once there was a black London, which we don't know about until we read the book. I am already obsessed with this. Londons, I love things that are based in England, and I love things that are magic related, so it's like ticking all the boxes, and I've heard nothing but good things from V.E. Schwab. I'm excited to finally start reading some of her books. We then have another one that I'm super excited for, and honestly this will probably also be on my September one, and that is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is like Hunger Games but rich people. So our main character comes from nothing. A billionaire dies and leaves her his entire estate and fortune and wealth, and now she's got to move into the mansion she's just inherited, but it's filled with secrets and codes, and the billionaire's remaining relatives want their money. Basically they want to claim what's theirs, so now she gets caught into a deadly game where everyone in this strange family is playing, but just how far will they go to keep their fortune, and winner takes all. So this reminds me of Knives Out, the movie, but I feel like it's gonna have a lot of death in it, which kind of makes it more exciting. I love that it's got like secrets and codes, and you're probably like things will unravel as you go, because I do love a good mystery, but that makes me want to read it in like October time, but we'll see. I feel like it's gonna be on next month's, but that's that one. I've heard a lot of good things about that one too. I did actually prefer the green version of the cover, but I don't know if that was like a special edition or something, but I'm happy with this one. If I like this book enough, then maybe I'll try and get the other one. We have filled a shelf. Oh my goodness. Okay, the next one is, I know I've said this a lot, but this is one that I have wanted since I started getting back into books, and I didn't get it because I try to avoid buying books on Amazon if I can, unless they're ones that aren't released in the UK, like at Waterstones and stuff. And when I tried to get it on Waterstones, they didn't have it in stock, and you had to order it from they had to get it from the publisher, which made it like twice the price and a much longer wait. But when I went to do this big order the other day, she was in stock, so I got her, and I really want to read it right now, but I'm debating whether to keep it as a spooky read, or I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, guys. I really don't. But it is Crave by Tracy Wolff. It is a paranormal romance, kind of like Twilight. It's got vampires in. Our main character is Grace, and she goes to Catmere Academy, and she's the lone mortal in an elite school for witches, shapeshifters and vampires. That's the bit that got me, vampires. Grace is a curiosity to some of her fellow students and an affront to others. When she is viciously attacked within days of her arrival, it quickly becomes clear that someone will go to great lengths to see her dead. Caught between warring factions, her life on the line, Grace doesn't have long to decide who she can trust and who she can love and who she most definitely can't. There's like 5 books to this now, so I need to get a move on, but this has been in my wish list for the longest time. I don't know if you can see how happy I am to own this book right now. I am so happy. I feel like how I felt when I read From Blood and Ash for the first time. Like literally, I'm obsessed. I can't wait. If I don't like this, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I've hyped this up so much in my brain and to Connor, and I need to love it. It has to be good. It has to be good. We are on the home stretch. We have 3 books left. This one I was drawn to because of the cover. The cover just screams me. And then I read the comment on the top of the book, and then I was drawn to it even more. And then I read the blurb and I was like, okay, that is enough now. I have to have this in my basket. So it is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, the writer of Shadow and Bone, but this is a more adult writing compared to Shadow and Bone, because Shadow and Bone was young adult. At the top it says impossible to put down, quoted by Stephen King. So if the King likes it, then I didn't even have to read the blurb, but I did, and that's where I fell in love with it even more. Welcome to the Ninth House. Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class. A dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime, Alex was hoping for a fresh start. But her free ride comes with a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper, because the societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. Wow. Just wow. Like I said, I like school environments with murders and stuff. That catches my eye, but everything about this book screams me and what I love, so I'm predicting a 5-star read. I'm just gonna say it. I'm predicting it, so if it isn't, I'm gonna be really upset. But yeah, look how stunning this snaky boy is. I love it. The cover's black, it's simple, it's got this very stunning snake all the way through. I love snakes. So yeah, oh my god, I can't wait. I honestly can't wait to read this one. I know I've said that a lot, but I really can't. I should have paired this with my Darker Shade of Magic, because I do have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. Everyone and their mum knows about this book. Like, it's probably been one of the most raved books this year. I have seen so much about this book. I was happy to get the hardcover. There was a special edition version coming soon, but I didn't want to pre-order anything. I'm impatient, so I wanted to order books that would arrive all at the same time. And so yeah, so this is just about a girl who everyone in her life has forgotten about her, but then someone remembers her. So begins the invisible life of Addie LaRue, shadow muse to artists throughout history, forgotten friend, confidante and lover, slipping away with morning light. Addie passes through lives desperate only to leave a trace of herself, until the day she walks back into a small bookshop in Manhattan and meets Henry, who remembers her. After 300 years, Addie's life is restarting, but the devil never plays fair. As Henry and Addie's lives start to intertwine, they must face the consequences of the decisions they've made and the prices to be paid. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is a dazzling adventure across centuries and continents, across histories and art, about a young woman learning how far she will go to leave her mark on the world. I think it sounds like such a stunning book. Oh my god! I didn't realise it was embossed. That is stunning. I think it sounds like such a beautiful, contemporary story, and I really don't have anything like this. So I hope I like it as much as everyone else has. Like I said, I tend to go towards the paranormal, fantasy, romance kind of genre, but I can read other things, and I think I'm gonna really like this. I hope I'm gonna really like this. Does anyone else feel like they have to put their books in high order? Because that's me. Lastly, we have a comic book, and it is the Willow volume of the reimagined Buffy comics. So if you didn't know, they've remade Buffy the Vampire comics to set them in a modern world, but the art and the characters are drawn to look like the actors in that were in the original Buffy TV show. And Willow is a character within that, and she has her own comic. Like I said, I love witches and stuff, so I just went straight for this one. I haven't even ordered the Buffy one, but I just think the colours and everything are so cool. I love it, so that's why I got it. This is the first ever comic I've ever got myself, so I will get the Buffy one, but this is the one that I was drawn to first. So that's the one I picked up first. So that is it for today's video. If you've read any of the books that I have got, please leave your thoughts on them down below, whether you liked them, loved them, hated them, but like in the middle or anything. And yeah, if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!